James Wiseman just made his much anticipated NBA return, so let's break it down. Wiseman had not played an NBA game since April 10th, 2021 after suffering a torn meniscus. His last G League games were on March 10 and 15th of this year before he suffered a setback. It seems like a long time ago, but the number 2 pick in the 2020 draft is still only 21 years old. Wiseman played just 3 games at Memphis. Then, after being drafted, only 39 games as a rookie for the worst Warriors team in recent memory. He showed everything that made him a top pick 2 years ago and expanded on the flashes he showed in Golden State as a rookie. First, Wiseman has always been a very good finisher at the rim. In the NBA, he shot 76% around the basket on 152 attempts. That is a pretty good sample size that matches up with the eye test. Wiseman is an explosive athlete with a grown man's frame who knows how to use his length and pop. The 7-footer is an easy fit in the pick and roll when he screens and dives hard to the basket. Wiseman is tough to stop when he picks up momentum, and most definitely he can give the Warriors a different dimension playing above the rim. This is something that we saw today against the Spurs, but also in his limited NBA appearances. Wiseman is also always a threat playing in the dunker spot. These are mostly easy looks where the 7-footer just has to catch and finish, or at most cut and finish, but they also speak to the pressure he creates around the rim. Wiseman has a simple but effective role in the half court. More importantly, he gives the Warriors size, and he gives them a skill set that they didn't have on deck this year. Going forward, however, I do want to see him add some finesse to his finishing package. Right now, Wiseman gets a lot of easy looks, or he's just a steamroller getting downhill. But when he has to work for the bucket more, he can still struggle. I want to see Wiseman develop at least one counter down low to put to use whenever he cannot rely on his athletic tools. Getting into the rest of his offense, we saw in his first year with the Warriors that Wiseman loved the mid-range a little too much. Wiseman took 143 shots from that area of the floor, which is more than I prefer, especially for someone with his physical tools and ideal role on the team. These attempts didn't go that well about 2 years ago, as Wiseman shot just 31% from the mid-range, but he did show smooth mechanics as well as decent touch. Wiseman expanded on this in his first summer league outing. On his return from injury, the Warriors were once again comfortable putting him in situations where he can pull up. Defensively, Wiseman wasn't challenged as much as I thought he would be, but some of the best moments of his NBA career on this side of the ball came tonight. Generally, Wiseman looked a lot more mature and composed than he did as a rookie. He played angles well and with intention, knowing how to stay alive in that cat and mouse game that the pick and roll often becomes. As a rookie, Wiseman had some big blocks, but he was mostly getting by on his athletic tools. There's nothing wrong with that, after all, he was essentially a high schooler from an on-court perspective. But against the Spurs, he was much better, and I'm interested in following if this becomes a trend over the rest of the summer league. I want to see Wiseman maintain this composure and discipline that he showed, because he was really still prone to making rash mistakes early on in his career. 2 seasons ago, there were many games where Wiseman was either productive or on his way to being productive, but he was giving up just as many points as he scored on the other side of the ball. Wiseman had 7 fouls tonight, some of which were not really his fault, but that's still too many. Looking towards the next few days, 2 other things that I'll be watching for are Wiseman's three-pointer, as I said earlier, as well as any signs of playmaking. Wiseman made a 3 in his Las Vegas debut, but I thought it was really interesting how Golden State used him as a rookie coming out of screens. Wiseman was receiving flare screens at times and being allowed to rise into his shot. It's another interesting wrinkle on offense, especially if Wiseman also learns how to make some reads with the ball in his hands. In his first year, the former Memphis Tiger was mostly used in handoff situations, and I thought he was doing okay by the time he got injured. These look simple, but not every big can run these handoffs, and they're also a big staple of Golden State's offense. Wiseman finished his summer league debut with 11 points in 19 minutes, and I'm eager to see much more.